7 present, so we do have a quorum. If you please stand, Mr. Hildebrand is going to lead us in a word of prayer.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day, and I thank you for the time that we have to be here, for the opportunity to serve the men, women, and children of this school district, for all of this community. I ask that you just fill us with your mercy, your grace, fill us with your Holy Spirit. Lead, guide, direct all that we do and discuss tonight. And may all that we do be performed in a way pleasing to you. Supply each of us a sufficient amount of your grace, use us in our strengths, and strengthen us in our weaknesses. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
All right, with that, we'll move to our open forum. Ms. Berger?
Thank you.
Give me just a second to read our little disclaimer here. Open forum provides the public an opportunity to speak to the Board of Trustees. You must fill out this form completely and turn it in to the Administrative Secretary or Presiding Officer prior to the beginning of the meeting. The Board may limit the comments of each speaker to a maximum of 5 minutes and may require large groups to speak through one representative. Again, citizens are not allowed to mention school personnel by name or by title anytime during their address to the Board. Understand that the Board will not discuss or take action on your comments due to it not appearing on the posted agenda. And Ms. Kelly will start your time when you start.
So good evening. I'm here today as a concerned parent. Last school year I transferred my girls out of JISD because years of complaints from both of my daughters. I have listened to them tell me how they have been called names, of bad language, how students act up in the classroom, sexual gestures that I've seen dropping my kids off at school, and even being pushed on. Some of these issues I addressed to the principal and some I did not. I would call and talk with the principal and never hear back. Ooh, excuse me. So when I call, they tell me they talked with them. I believe these students need more discipline than being talked to or given attention. All of these issues have led my children where they no longer want to go to school in Jasper. My kids struggle in school, and I will not have them struggling with distracting students. What are y'all going to do to get these kids more disciplined? When I went to school here, we had Saturday school, the old code sack building with the wing teacher, and detention was for parties. These students are not scared. They are now, from what I've heard, they are now disrespecting teachers. I hear teachers are leaving because someone above them will not be harder on these kids. If this is the case, my kids will never come back. It's a shame that I send my kids to school, learn what they can, but they're distracted by bad students. Mine are in junior high now, and if someone does not put their foot down, now these kids are going to be wild animals by high school.
Okay, Ms. Berger. Next is Ms. Martindale.
Good evening, gentlemen. I didn't bring notes like I did last time, and I wasn't able to be here during the last time due to death of my mother. And so it's been kind of a rough couple weeks for me, but I wanted to come tonight and talk to you about educational law. I think that's something y'all would all be wise to brush up on. You see, educational law means that these students in Jasper ISD deserve an education, the best that we can give them. It's the law. We have to do that. And with this many teachers leaving, our quality teachers leaving, it does concern me as a parent that we won't have the quality teachers needed to teach these subjects. I believe we're still short some teachers. And so therefore, I want you to brush up on that because I have 2 students at Jasper High School coming up, and as a parent, I'm going to be very concerned if those issues are not addressed. And the reason those teachers are leaving, you all have heard from numerous parents, other teachers that are the ones that have left, and other people that need to get their stories out so that we can make the changes necessary at Jasper ISD. It seems like a lot of our words are being just falling on deaf ears, that nothing is going to change. As a parent, I can tell you that it broke my heart last year. I've got a very timid, shy little girl. When I say little girl, or she's tiny for her age in high school. And I watched as a mom and as a teacher, as my child hugged the hallways like this, because she was so afraid to bump another student, a student who rules the school and walks through the hallways like they own the place. And she literally hugged the hallways because she knew that if she accidentally bumped somebody, that a fight could ensue, or she could get cussed, or she could get hurt. These things are happening, and I've watched them grow, and this year they were tremendous. The discipline problems were tremendous at Jasper High School. I'd like to see those fixed. I plan to stay and help be a part of the solution. This is my home. I want to be here. I want to make Jasper ISD and Jasper High School the best it can be. That's why I'm staying. I'm staying because I love this community. I love this town. I love these kids, all of them. And we've got to have strict rules, and they have to be consistent for everybody. We don't need kids scared in the hallway. I also want to bring up Educational Law 37.002. Yes, I've been staying up a lot at night, so I've been reading a lot. That is the right of a teacher to send that student to the office, okay? After we have gone through and we have written numerous notes, called parents, done all this, and finally get to send them to the office, 37.002 says you cannot send them back to our classroom without our consent. But it was done over and over again this last year. I don't think it needs to happen again. If I have gotten to the point where I need to send a student to the office, I have done every de-escalation tactic I've ever been taught. I have used every tactic I know to try to control everything in my classroom. If I've gotten to that point, it's because that student has become such a distraction, or something he has done has caused such a disturbance that I need to send him to the office. I don't need him coming right back into the classroom to make the same disruptions and feel like he just won, because a lot of our students did that last year. And that law protects us. Like I said, I had to do a lot of brushing up. I'm old school, and back then teachers just went in, we taught our kids, we did the best we could to give them their best education, and what little bit of discipline we had to do, it was done. And now, I find myself having to study at my age. You know, I'm at retirement age. I didn't retire this year because I'm not done yet. I am not finished yet here at Jasper ISD. I've got great plans for our kids. I've got a new class coming up that I have been so excited about, and I do appreciate the fact that I'm given that opportunity. We're having our outdoor adventure class this year, and I'm so excited. I've been studying on that too. I've been taking all the exams for the hunter's education, voters education, so I can be prepared and ready and do a great job for these kids. I'm not done with JISD. This is home. I want it to be the best it can be, and I need your help. I need you to listen. I need you to care. I need you to understand that I'm still walking in a classroom full of broken furniture. As you are invited to see Meet the Bulldogs Thursday night, I would also invite you to come walk into my art room. Because we're going to be sitting on this brand new AstroTurf and all these wonderful things, and we're going to walk in the art room and you're going to see chairs with metal poking through. You're going to see tables that fall over. Because my requests have been denied year after year for replacement furniture because it's getting that bad. I'm tired of having to explain to parents, I'm sorry your kids' pants got ripped, but, you know, maybe I can bring a towel to school and put over the metal that's sticking through the chairs. You know, we've got to find some kind of median here to be able to address those problems as well. I'm proud of the new facility. I want us to look good. But what good is that going to do when our kids are distracted by everything else in our high school and everything else in our schools?
Secretary, yes, Ms. Kelly. Thank you, Ms. Martindale.
Thank you.
One question. Did you submit paperwork for your furniture?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a copy of it?
I did not bring one tonight, so I can't empty-handed. I do have emails and stuff where I emailed.
Would you give me a copy?
Yes, I will. I know Ms. Shaw said she's safe from that stuff.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Reverend Harden.
To the board and to all of us that are here. I worked in Marlin for 13 years, and they put out a newspaper each month, and I was vice principal under Miss Ina Slumpkin. And when he put out the paper, I didn't know I had an act of playing with my time. But the kids picked that up, and also they said, Papa, don't take no stuff. I was a vice principal for that school, and they treated me good, Marlon did, and I did the best I could for Mr. Enos, Lumpkin, and the school district. I never criticized it, didn't allow nobody to criticize it, I don't care who it was. You don't bring criticism to Reverend Hoyt. I just don't have time for that. There's enough going on. The progress that we're making here, you got the school over there, and I wish you could just go by there before you leave here this afternoon and see the number of people that over there at the high school and in front of the high school. It's amazing. Now you're talking about keeping them off the streets, they are off the streets. Now let me say this, a house divided against itself cannot stand. 3 votes here, 3 votes there, and then you make the president put him on the spot to break the tie. I wouldn't do you like that. I'm my own man. Now there are some people can change my mind, but when I make up my mind, I'm going to do what I can to help. I've been told that grades at the high school are coming up and that we graduated 100% this year. The first time I think in a number of years, somebody said 10 years. People are coming to Jasper. They're building all around, you can see it right now, but they're not going to come to a house divided against itself. I don't know what the trouble is. I wish I could help it, and any way that I could help it, I will. But let's get together. All of those old people that were here when I came here 40 years ago could do more at Henderson Drugs than some of our entities that are involved in our school, in our city, and our county. We got to do our best for the children. That's what it is. I like what one member of the board or on the board told me. He said, Reverend, I'm concerned about the children. Also our superintendent, I don't know any protocol, and he told me, said, Reverend, I'm concerned about the children. That's true. I've taught special ed for about 13 years, and I was very concerned about that. And now, when they leave, they see me at Walmart, they call me Mr. Reverend Hoyt. I didn't mistreat them. And I don't want you all to mistreat the school board, nor the children, nor the city of Jasper. Work together. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? I tell my church that. What's wrong with working together? And I don't know where we're headed, but I don't like the way we're headed. So let's get together and be together and do our best for each other. Drop whatever it is. And it's going to be 3 and 3, and then the president has to break the tie. Is it that bad?
Thank you, Reverend Hart. Mr. Hodges.
Okay. Also heard we're going to pass around a plaque that is part of this. I'm here tonight to ask the school board to approve moving the running figure dedicated to the memory of Coach Lloyd Witherspoon down to the new track facility area. Coach Spoon is well deserving of this honor, I think, because he was a fantastic track coach and a good human being. He was really in this profession for the kids. He was well known not only in this area, but in the state as well from track service. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Gulf Coast Track Coaches Hall of Fame at the University of Houston, and into the Southeast Texas Hall of Fame in Beaumont. I had the honor of speaking at both of these events about him. Several track coaches of Houston area schools also spoke about Coach Spoon. The coach from Klein Oak, it was really funny. He had heard Spoon's track teams invite him to come to his 5A meet. He said when he saw the size of the team that Spoon brought, he wasn't impressed. He said Spoon's team wiped out all the 5A students. Coach Spoon was particularly proud of his 91 team, which became the first high school team to break 40 seconds in the 400-meter dash. Since then, it has been broken one time, barely, by a Fort Worth school. But we're the only other school, there's only 2 in the history of track who have ever broken 40 seconds. Many of his athletes went on and ran track in college, way too many to remember. I took pictures of ones I didn't even know that were running in college before. Brian Bronson, one of the members of that team, went to Rice and later ran the '96 Olympics in Atlanta. Brian still holds the second fastest time ever run in 400-meter hurdles. And that is there's a lot of great 400-meter hurdle people. Only Edwin Moses had a better time than he did. Moving the running figure and the plaque that goes with it would be no cost to this district. Now, as y'all can see up here, Spoon was district champion 20 of his 23 years of coaching. And he went to the state track meet with teams, not just one individual, with teams, lost track of this, 14 times. 41 individual and relay state champions, and then 91 is when they broke that. 7 years ago, I went on the UL website. Jasper was the third team in the state of Texas, and believe you me, there are gobs of schools in the state of Texas. The third team who has won first places, only counting first places. And Jasper, little Jasper, was third place. I'm sure since then we may have been moved to fourth or fifth, but we're still up there. And Spoon is a reason. So I'm asking that be moved down somewhere near the track area.
Thank you.
Never get my time. Good evening, gentlemen. Charles Land is my name, and I'm here this afternoon, and I echo just what Mr. Hodges just got through talking about. I'm one that's proud of all of the new digs that are out here on the high school, the track. It's a shame we didn't put more seats, but I am proud of what we have, and I travel in my work. And everywhere I go, it seems like the people around in other communities are more proud than we are.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a shame when I walk in Kirkville and to Buena, and they tell me how beautiful the place is. When I come to Jasper, all I hear is negative.
Yeah.
And I can't understand that when we had a chance to do the things that we needed to do a few years back, the same people voted against it.
Mm-hmm.
And every year it's the same thing. You get this new facility over here, which potentially is an economic boom. I don't know if you own a gas station. I don't know if you got a hotel. I don't know if you own a grocery store. But those people that come to town have to eat.
Yeah.
When you rent a stadium, when you have something nice that people want to rent, and that baseball field is going to be rented, and I guarantee you people are going to come to play on that circuit. Mm-hmm. and it will bring economic, it will bring money to Jasper. I don't understand what the problem is with not wanting to make money. It helps the city government, it helps the local school district, it helps the restaurants, it helps your gas station, and then it helps people see that the community is beginning to pull together. And so, for all of the negatives that I hear, it breaks my heart that I'm a United States Army veteran, and I come back home after serving this country faithfully, and I hear the same thing over and over. Jasper is not a bad place. In Baltimore, Maryland, I hear bad things about Jasper. In Indiana, bad things about Jasper. That breaks my heart. I'm from Jasper, born and raised in Britain. Put two boys through high school, one with a master's degree and another working on one. So you can't tell me the Jasper ISD is all that bad. The teachers can't have been all bad. Where are all these good teachers been in the past years when we couldn't pass the grade? Now that we are making the grade, we've seen them, we're still not satisfied. But if you will get this stadium, and that will bring money, you can get more classrooms, you can get more, not classrooms, but you can get, or maybe you can get a raise out of it, who knows? But if we continue to fight, as Governor Horton said, divided we fall. And I'm trying to tell you, Lord Weatherspoon was a great man. I hear about him all over the state of Texas.
That's right.
All over the state of Texas. And I just echo what Mr. Hodges said. And it's a shame that all my years I never seen a track ran in Jasper.
That's right.
I never seen one. I had to go out of town to see one. I had to go out of town to see Brian Brunson in Houston.
That's right.
Lufkin. Now that we got it, we should be proud of Jasper.
That's right.
We should be proud of even the teachers of all. We should be proud of it. If the teachers can't get together, how do you think the students are going to do?
That's right.
The teachers are the main thing. Students are bad everywhere. I'm got news for you. They're bad everywhere.
Yeah.
My sons in the school district in Houston, they're bad everywhere. And it's not only the teacher's fault, it's the parents' fault.
That's
When you
right.
let go and let God out of your family again and not put any discipline at home, it brings over to the school. don't fault the school board. They can't come here and discipline your class. Don't fault the school board. They cannot discipline your class. If I was a teacher and the government is taking away, you can't punish them. So all I can tell you, get some respect for your kids when they come in there, and they will respect you. I've had it all my life. Born and bred in the military. Done it. Respect is earned, not given.
Right.
All right, with that, we'll move to our consent agendas. Does any member need an item pulled for consideration? With that, I'll read the items. A, minutes of regular board meeting dated July 13th, 2015. B, minutes of special board meeting July 30th, 2015. Transfer students 2015-16. And the consider and if appropriate approve the tax collection report. We have a motion to accept the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. Second, Mr. Seal. All those in favor?
I have a question, Mr. President. On the transfer students, how many of those transfer students have applied for transfer for the sole purpose of extracurricular activities? And then secondly, how many of those that have applied are currently under expulsion or suspension from another district?
None would be DAP or expulsion, and none for athletic reasons. Most of these students have been with us for a period of time.
I understand that, and I didn't say athletic, I said extracurricular.
And many of them are sons and daughters of our employees.
I'm aware, yes, sir. But some aren't.
Some are.
So we haven't, there's none that fall in those categories.
No, sir.
Okay.
Any other
Not on
questions?
this particular list. But we have had several inquiries.
Anything else? All those in favor? None opposed, motion carries 7-0. Moving to our business action items. A is consider and if appropriate approve the 2015-16 teacher appraisal calendar and appraiser list. Dr. Schuster.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. In accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, Section 150.003, each Texas school district is required to establish an annual teacher appraisal calendar. In your packet, you will find a copy of the 2015-2016 teacher appraisal calendar, as well as a proposed list of certified appraisers. So with that, recommends the Board of Trustees approve the 2015-2016 teacher appraisal calendar and list of certified appraisers as presented.
Recommendation for the board, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Good, Mr. Barnes. Dr. Cutler, and second, Mr. Hildebrand.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is consider and if appropriate approve appointments. Dr. Schuster.
Several appointments you all consider this evening. We have Tracy Baldy, first grade teacher at FEW, Lynette Foster, Title I counselor at FEW, Paige Lafitte, sixth grade science and social teacher at Jasper Junior High, Dolores McGill, special education teacher at Farnell, and Wanda Payton, first grade teacher at FEW Primary. Administration recommends the board approve the appointments as presented.
Recommendation for the board, is there a motion? Mr. Sales, is there a second?
Second.
Dr. Canamack, any questions?
Question.
Mr. Adnott?
How many positions have we filled, Dr. Scusa, and how many remain available?
18 positions in high school and 4 teaching positions that are open
That's district-wide.
district-wide. And we've got candidates that the principals are processing for most of those positions.
Any other questions? All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is consider and if appropriate approve the unemployment compensation. Ms. Orton.
The district participates in the unemployment compensation program under JISD's risk management fund. Our contribution for 15-16 is going to be $23,035, which reflects a 25% decrease over last year's contribution of $30,713. Annual contributions are based on expected claim costs for each for the fund and each member's individual claim experience. Unlike the workers' comp, it is not based on the individual district payroll cost. And administration recommends the renewal of the employment program with the JISD.
The recommendation for the board, is there a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Seal,
Second.
Mr. Hildebrand, second. Any questions for Ms. Horton? All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is consider and if appropriate approve the district investment policy. Ms. Horton.
Chapter 2256 of the Texas Government Code on Public Funds Investment Act requires that the district annually review for adoption its investment policy. The policy committee board of trustees met on Wednesday, June 10th, to discuss the TASB's localized policy update 102. And within that update was our local policy regarding investments. And the board approved that on June 15th. And this is a formality for our auditors, since you already approved it, but they were requesting that you approve the investment policy, local and legal, and the resolution to adopt the policy.
Yes. Recommendation from the board, is there a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Barnes? Second, Mr. Sales. Any questions for Ms. Horton? All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is consider and if appropriate approve the designation of investment officers. Ms. Horton.
In accordance with our district investment policy, the superintendent and or other persons designated by the board shall serve as investment officers for the district. The investment officer's authority to invest funds is effective until rescinded by the board or until employment is terminated by the district. And administration is recommending that Dr. Richard Scuser, the superintendent, Paul Horton, executive director of school finance, and Debbie Hollis, administrative assistant, serve as the investment officer for the district.
Recommendation for the board, is there a motion? So. Motion, Mr. Sales, second, Dr. Cameron. Are there any questions for Ms. Horton? All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you, Ms. Horton.
Thank you.
Move to our administrative report. There's no board president's report. Move to Dr. Scusa for his superintendent's report.
Just a reminder, Tasman Convention is set for October 2nd through 4th, and we're all registered, board members and myself. At your seat, there's a thank you note from one of our faculty members regarding the increase, the 3% raise that was approved last month. I have that at your seat. Hilton Cruikshank is not with us tonight. He is actually participating in the Bagpipe World Championship in Scotland. So I'm going to take the instruction report. The turf has been completed for several weeks. All grandstands should be completed by Wednesday. Coach Barb and I are doing our walkthroughs about 3 times a day. Keep an eye on it. Concession stand will also be finished. They're nearly completed with that project. All concrete walkways were poured today. Finished up that project. And the complex will be functional for the grand opening scheduled for the 13th. I talked to Ellis this afternoon about 2:30. They'll have a lot of finished work and trim and things of that nature. But they've got all the solar grade, aqua mulches on, so outside of some just little punch list things, we're in pretty good shape on timeline. Reminders for the board, remember Wednesday, the 12th of this week, we have Team of 8 training. I believe that's at 6, right, Tammy? 6? I believe so. Meet the Bulldog night is Thursday, and you've got your shirts from Miss Matthews that she'd like you to wear at 7:30. And convocation at 8:30 on the 14th. And we have our legislative update on August 20th, which is the week following. Ms. Willems, I would like you please to give a report. We received our official notification on our academic achievement as measured by the state. If you could give us a quick rundown on that, please.
Yes, I am proud to be a part of Jasper ISD, especially on this proud moment to announce that Jasper ISD District and all 4 campuses met standard, which is the highest passing rate for TEA or Texas. But I'm not finished. I have also to announce Jasper High School has 4 distinctions earned: academic achievement in reading and ELA, academic achievement in math, top 25% student progress, and post-secondary readiness. Not finished yet. Jasper Junior High has 2 distinctions this year: academic achievement in math and top 25% student progress. And last but not least, Few Primary, their first year to have a tested grade level, received a distinction for top 25% closing performance gaps.
How many distinctions are there per campus, if you could just?
7. There are 7
For
distinctions.
secondary, and there's
Yes.
some,
Yes.
some that the elementaries can't achieve because it doesn't fall within their parameters. But
Yes.
we're real proud of the hard work that our teachers have
Yeah.
done, and
We are.
students as well, and we plan to address a lot of our accomplishments as well as our issues with our teachers in person on Friday during convocation. And principals will follow up that afternoon in the principals meeting, so we're excited about moving into a new year with a lot to be proud of. And a lot of students achieved to a high level, state level this year, and these state rankings and distinctions are just icing on the cake. And I'm real proud of the work the performance does and all the teachers and so forth that help our children, including my own son, who will be a junior next year.
Mr. President, make sure I'm all completely, I know it, but make sure, state the rules, and be sure it get in the paper.
Okay.
And I like to carry it to my head.
Okay.
That's my hometown.
All right. Next item will be the appointment information item only. Dr. Schuster.
We have one appointment for non-contracted employees, which is what we talked about in our last meeting on the 30th. Oniki Holmes to fill the teaching assistant position that's vacant at the behavior unit at Jasper Junior High. And that's just information only, no action.
Thank you, Dr. Schuster. And with that, move to our financial report. Ms. Horton.
The first report in the packet is the all funds combined. It's right at 31 million, and our revenue that we received is 28.4 million, which is roughly 92% of our budget. And our expenditures year to date are 27 million, which is 80% of our budget, given an excess of 1.3 million. The second report is just the general fund. Out of our $25 million 199 budget, we received 23.4 million, which is 94%, and our expenditures are at 22.6 million, which is 80% of the budget, and the excess in that at this point in time through July was 820,000. And then the last report is on the construction project, athletic complex. The year-to-date total cost is $5,753,887. We'll be paying payout number 8, which is right at 1.7 million, which will give us a balance on the project of $284,189.25. And the only other payment that I know of would be the third party. I think it's around, what, 2,300 would be the max.
Thank you, Ms. Horton.
Question. Ms. Hart, how much is that has come out of fund balance?
At this point in time, well, by the time we get through, we still have roughly $2 million to pay this week and the follow-up. Based on the July reports, that would bump that down to 1.3 coming out of fund balance.
Thank you, Ms. Horton. Next item is closed session. I don't know if anything to go into closed session for this evening. With that, need a motion to close. Mr. Barnes, Mr. Hildebrand, we close. Thank y'all.